These weather conditions, to me, are a blessing. It's almost leveling the field. Everybody trained hard, everybody's in good shape. But now it's like, who is going to be capable of handling the discomfort of running through the night in the rain when it's going to be cold and still have a smile on their face? It's like, yeah, that's what I signed up for.
The runners are in for a real treat in the mountains, I think. The weather we're experiencing is rough, I'd say. It's surprisingly cold. I'm currently wearing like 3 jackets. To be quite honest, it's not a benefit for John. Although he lives in Norway, he's been out here training in the heat for the past couple of months. It's his first UTMB, and ideally he wants just a bit of an easy ride. This is going to complicate things.
John Albin, there he goes, slightly creeping up to the front.
That was Josh Ways. Josh was 11th last year, so would love to get inside the top 10 this year.
This is the time now to get after it. Running 100 miles, it's about problem solving. You're gonna be out there for 20 plus hours. Something is gonna put a dent in the plan. Are you able to be at peace when it doesn't go according to plan?
There are 5 aid stations along the course where runners can refuel with their support crew, and the first one is in Les Contamines.
Crewing at UTMBs is absolute chaos. There's a bench or a table and you can set up.
And this is a critical aid station prepping for the night.
Early on, it's pretty fixed. Gels, powder, fuel, water, and any gear to get over to Courmayeur.
There's a lot riding on the crew. A poor crew job can jeopardize a race just as much as me making a mistake.
You have so many runners in a pretty tight area. Here we go.
Into Les Contamines, John Albon is there.
We got like a real shower where it's really pounding. But that's kind of normal trail races. You get wet, put your jacket on, you get on with it. Energy levels are really good. I felt like I was in great shape. And we go through Les Contamines, and that's where the night really starts.
Aid stations, I want to be as fast as possible. Like, we have it dialed in like completely, maybe 30 seconds. My wife loves this bit. She's like, we're an F1 pit stop. Just in and out, just keep moving.
That looks like Ruth Croft into the aid station.
I got into Les Contamines. I still felt pretty good and was in first.
Come back in here, come back in here, come back in here, come back in here, keep going, keep going, keep going.
From the start, felt really strong, just kind of smooth, like very much in my own world. I actually didn't know where everyone was at.
Good start, you must be feeling good.
I feel so good.
This
is my type of race.
We're coming in right behind Ruth.
Ruth Croft, her first participation at UTMB when she was second.
The previous year I'd started really conservatively, and so the goal was to push the pace a bit. Switched out all my gear and headed out kind of into the night.
The beauty of Emily, she doesn't race according to other people around her. Like, she just goes out.
She's in her element right now. It's good to see. This is as excited as I've been for her. The next crude aid station, the big one, the huge reality check, is over in Courmayeur, Italy. It's gonna take her 7 hours to get there from here. I'll take the rain, the snow, the cold all night, because she trains in Idaho. We're ready to go, so bring it on. I ran Western States the first time when I was 18. Back in the 70s and 80s, it wasn't this crazy popular sport with lotteries and wait lists. It was people that were running to enjoy the experience. You don't have to be born gifted to be good. But if you can instill into a kid the belief that they can succeed, they will.
It's funny, and this might just sound really simple, but one of the first things Paul ever said to me when I started coaching under him was, if you want to have a successful day, start by making your bed. Whatever happens throughout the day, you come back and your bed's made, and you can remember like, oh, I did one thing right today. Those simple things that you do daily really add up over time.
The first interaction that Em and I had left some pretty deep impressions. You don't meet too many people in central Idaho that say they're from Zimbabwe, Africa.
Went to the College of Idaho. I would do swimming, track and cross, and then I actually did Ironman triathlons in the summers. My friend from college was getting married up in Chalice, Idaho. He introduced me to Paul, asked him what he did, and he said he had a few athletes that he was coaching to run in the mountains. And kind of as he said those words, my heart leaped out of my chest. That's what I wanted. I don't want to sit on a bike. I want to be out in the mountains and exploring.
You could tell she was very happy with what she had and who she was. Very happy to be alive. Very thankful to be in America going to college. Very thankful to get to run. It was just an instant click.
I remember getting off the freeway and driving down. Then oh, this is kind of like home. There's tractor shops everywhere. Very much rural Idaho.
By Chalice, Idaho, to say it's rural America is somewhat of an understatement. It's not where we go to the outdoors. Step out our back door and we're in the wilderness.
The love for the mountains, the love for the outdoors. Paul has really shown me that, maybe more than I even thought was possible. I kind of lent into trusting him, not only in training, but in life, and he's become family.
Watching Em develop over her career and my career, from the first run to running for Adidas Terex, to have an athlete at the world-class level has been as satisfying, maybe more for me than Em. This girl wants it, she's hungry, and she can be molded.
Ladies field right now, we're all pushing each other to achieve our best.
For Em going into these races, every one, we can win any race we step up to the line with. 68, 69, 70, 71. We are training to beat everybody on that start line. Had a great spring training and went to canyons. The 100K, which was our big peak lead up.
We had a bunch of snow to start. That day it was the fight of my life.
We lit it up. We ran a great race, a strategic race, then won canyons.
Yeah, one of my biggest wins out there. All the emotions come out when you're in that position.
I'm figuring the rest of this week, somewhat recovery.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. Why do you think it'll be longer than 10?
Well, we did just run 100K.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking a little credit for the fact you raced hard for 62 miles in the rain.
Okay, yeah.
UTMB. We still have yet to nail this race. We still finished top 10, we're 6th last year. But I want to win UTMB. Hands down, so does Em.
Headed out kind of into the night, went into Notre Dame de la Gorge. It started to really rain. All of a sudden, it starts getting really hard.
Ruth Croft leading the women's race at the UTMB.
Emily's always in the mix because now she's got so much experience.
I wasn't too worried about the cold or the rain. I've run enough races in the cold and the rain to know that it's all okay.
The weather conditions
is very dangerous.
With what the weather was doing, I just needed to survive. Life feels very slow in New Zealand. Sometimes I feel like it's a bit like going back in time as well, especially where I grew up, and it feels very simple. It feels like people aren't so much in a rush. How's it going?
Good day. How you get on today?
Pretty much a rest day.
Ooh, rest day.
When it comes to Ruth, she has the potential to be at that level. But because of who she is and the way she communicates, is still somehow flying under the radar.
My childhood in New Zealand, I think it was like most Kiwi kids, like you grow up doing every sport under the sun. Had our cross country and athletics that we did every year with school. Got to represent New Zealand at like the World Juniors. When I was young, I didn't have a lot of like self-belief or confidence. And so when you do well at something, you get like validation maybe that you're good enough. I decided to go to the University of Portland in Oregon.
You're on a running scholarship.
I was totally lost.
Running became the thing that I relied on to be okay. Just had like 4 years of like injury.
When I got injured, it was like everything else in my life kind of fell apart. I couldn't face myself. I didn't like who I was.
I just decided to give up running.
My sister had done Vipassana, which is the 10 days silent meditation. That scared the shit out of me. I decided to sign up. And that's probably been the thing in my life that has probably had the most profound impact.
For me, it just opened up this whole new world of
I don't need anything external to dictate who I am as a person.
Kind of use trail running just as a way to explore on my own terms, feeling the freedom and that simplicity again.
In a pro athlete, you try to achieve the best possible performance, and that is by putting all your attention towards yourself, your training, looking at yourself, your recovery. Ruth's biggest quality is that she's there for other people before she's there for herself. What matters to her the most, and that is her friends.
You ran today?
Yep.
Yeah.
An easy hour this morning and
Easy
then
hour.
another one this afternoon. How's your health been?
I mean, it's been a bit up and down. It's struggled a bit. You know, I spent a few weeks in hospital there with pneumonia.
Yeah.
But bouncing back from that's been long and slow, I'd say.
Yeah.
So the energy's a bit flat. But
Yeah.
all in all,
Yeah.
still standing.
Josh and I went to the same primary school in Greymouth. I just started getting into running, and it was just like running was the thing that connected us.
My relationship with running, I was very competitive and very driven and very focused, outcome dependent. I became quite good. But Ruth and I, we always shared the simplicity of running, I suppose, especially meeting up on a Sunday and running over the majestic Paparoa Hill. And it was just simple, and it was just refreshing to just feel this essence of freedom whilst we were running. You could see the beauty around where we lived, and we're up on the hills, and we felt, you know, alone up there. And after a good 2-hour run in the summer, we'd go to our traditional swimming hole at the Brunner Bridge and just, you know, jump off the bridge and swim around, and it was, yeah, pure joy, and it's one of the most memorable moments that I really can capture when I think about my running days with Ruth. I was doing very well. I was top-ranked middle distance runner in New Zealand, but unfortunately got cut short a bit early. I was diagnosed with leukemia, acute myeloid leukemia at the age of 23 when I was really coming into my pinnacle.
On paper, he was fit and healthy and young, so you never expect that.
You thought you understood pain. I had no idea what pain was. And then you got this mental pain of understanding who you were. Imagine seeing yourself in the mirror, this fit, fast, strong, healthy guy. 2 weeks later, you know, you got no hair, you're skinny. You know, it destroys you. It's like the ice just completely shattered beneath your feet and you're drowning.
We always build this identity around running, and all of a sudden he couldn't do that.
At the start of my diagnosis, I wanted to take my life.
I was at university in Portland at the time. He obviously went straight into treatment, and I ended up coming back to New Zealand.
Yeah, it's a real testament to who your friends are when you get sick. When you're doing well and running, everyone's patting you on the back and clapping you. But when you're sick, someone's holding your hand. And Ruth was that real pillar of support through such a tough and testing time for me. You know, I struggled to walk again, and she was there from the other side of the world.
Trying to share my part of my life with him and just let him know that I was there, and while he was going through this pretty massive thing.
12 years in and out of hospital, cancer twice, transplant, numerous health conditions. I've never got the opportunity to really see her run in a professional environment. And this is the first time I'll be watching it.
Ruth Croft was in the lead, but Courtney has now put a bit of kick in her step, and she was about 10 minutes ahead of Ruth.
I think it's always like I've looked up to Courtney because I think she's paved a way for a lot of us women in the sport, and I think when you have someone like Courtney who's been such a dominant force for so many years, like it makes you have to evolve and try and be better.
So if you're not familiar with Courtney Dauwalter, she's considered as the best female runner of all time. In 2019, she won the UTMB. She came back in 2021 and won again, then raced a third time in 2023 and won again.
She has not been defeated on a 100-mile race for years.
With what we've seen, she's coming. She could be the one that this year beats Courtney.
Courtney was moving a lot better than me. I didn't feel like I was moving that great. And I remember thinking, man, I just want to be tucked off in bed right now. To run 100 miles, you have to love it.
That was the smoothest we've ever had in Contamine. The least amount of stress I've ever had in the most stressful aid station on planet Earth. She said, we had a good long talk at Contamines, 31 Ks in. She was like, I feel good. I wish she'd be at Le Chapeau by now. They were just waiting to update. 11:57 at Le Chapeau, so that would be, I don't know why we're slower, but yeah, it's a little weird that we did slow down that much. I don't know what, hopefully it's an easy reason.
And Emily Howgood, she was in the top 5. She has now dropped down to 11th.
Was definitely starting to feel the cold. Just kind of crazy weather, lots of snow, lots of rain. Had some people pass me, my body just started saying no. Yeah, it was quite a lot actually. But it just ended up being too much. Somebody was like, well, you can't run anymore. I'm proud to have got to each mark, you know, like breaking it up into sections. Then the sections just kind of started getting bigger, like longer. So that was kind of the chance of like deciding what to do.
Here we go, and she's here. Courtney DeWalter coming through the aid station.
Ruth is coming in just now.
And here we have Ruth Croft coming in third.
We have a system where, yeah, he sorts out my pack, and then I was taking off my waterproof pants, putting on a dry top. We took our time, I think because it was colder, we really wanted to make sure we took the time and made sure we had the right gear and that sort of thing. Courtney had just left aid there.
And Courtney DeWalter in first, spending just 3 minutes in the aid station.
And so I think at that point I thought that they would have put more time. Just needed to get back into race mode.
Getting them to believe when you hit a low in an endurance race, you hope it's short, you hope you come out, but you have to keep pushing that I believe button, that you'll come out of it. We're always looking ahead to the next runner. Where's second, where's first?
Came in and kind of had to have a chat, you know, with Paul.
Good to see you. Come over here. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Sit down on the Terex towel right there. All right, look at me. Look at me. All right, let's see. Let's get, how we doing?
I think I just had to dig so deep that everything was just kind of done. My body had just said, no, like, if you want to keep going, that's fine, but you're going to be walking. I realized that my race has changed.
It was obvious that it was headed south in a hurry. There was no talk of podium or top 10.
Did you stay warm enough? You did? Okay, good.
There's still a lot of race ahead.
Running a 100-mile race is not necessarily something that is good to do to the human body.
It's not like running a 5K race at the turkey trot.
You have a bucket of 100-mile races in your life that you can do, and it's a fixed number. And so choose those wisely, because eventually it's going to catch up to you.
What's the next step forward? All the cards on the table, like, you can drop right now. The easiest decision right now would be to pull, would be to drop. This is freaking hard.
She's never DNF'd a race. There's a pride factor. I don't know if that comes from me.
I had told him, like, as long as I'm not hurting myself, I want to keep going. I want to keep putting one foot in front of the other.
And I said, I just have one request. If I think you're going to hurt yourself, you have to listen to me on this. She said, okay.
Then, yeah, pulled myself out for the next section.
The one race that every ultra runner wants to do.
I just don't let myself break.
It really, really scares me.
You've got to want it so bad.
How far? Don't worry. You look like the Walking Dead.
She was like, all right, I'm going to win UTMB.
It would mean the world if Josh won this race.